I'm Evan Wright. I wrote Generation Kill, and I rode in the Humvee with Brad Colbert and Josh Ray Person, who were, Brad was the team leader, and I was the reporter in the Humvee. One of the reasons I named it Generation Kill was I was noticing that we were creating this like lore of the greatest generation, celebrating the warriors who fought World War II, which was good and proper, but I felt like a lot of these books and movies were sort of sentimentalizing the war. My big intent with working on the miniseries was to present you guys as characters saying and doing things and joking in a way that would make viewers really uncomfortable.
Tell you who the biggest fucking retard is? Is that Saddam Hussein? We already kicked his ass once. What does this retard go and fucking do? He spends the next 10 years pissing us off even more. We don't even want to be in this shit.
Stop scribbling. It encourages him.
And then I want the public who watch this to become engaged in these characters and understand, like, oh no, these are actually interesting, complex, good people who just talk this way because that's what they're doing. And I'm wondering if you think it succeeds based on what you've seen.
I've seen some pieces where people wrote about, you know, them coming to the understanding that, you know, if they watched the series and didn't know that it was based on truth, then they would have believed it was all total bullshit, because, you know, guys aren't going to go into this situation with this kind of an attitude and make jokes in that kind of situation.
I mean, I think a lot of people, their conception of war is that when the troops are fighting, everybody's like sort of just hunkered down and scared and being like, gee, Mom, I wish I could go home. And we depict troops like right after the bullets stop, people are telling jokes and laughing their asses off. And
That's a stress reliever. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Well, it's from all the other war movies that are out. Everyone has this preconceived notion of what war is, and...
But do you think it's accurate, that like the humor in it?
Oh yeah,
it is.
The humor is the best thing.
I think humor is most funny whenever it's injected into places where it totally doesn't belong. You know, that's what makes a medium funny joke really ridiculously funny.
True. Your sense of timing is genius, by the way, brother.
You know, that's when things are really funny, when they're most inappropriate.
Here we go, boys. Yeah? What a fucking birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, bitch. You're about to get shot in the face.
I think humor is a coping mechanism.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a way to
It's
vent.
definitely sarcasm, humor. You know,
And unless you've actually been in that kind of situation, you know, a life or death, or under extreme amounts of stress, you can't identify with that release mechanism.
Every time you're like, holy shit, we almost died, there's always someone to sit back there and just make some ridiculous comment.
And it's not as if, you know, when there's no shit, there's work to be done. When the rounds are going down range, that people are not focused. And, you know, I mean, even this last time, same kind of firefight would occur, and people were just immediately snapping and
Taking up their sectors,
the
taking
results
care of
speak for
business.
itself.
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, all you guys know Eddie Wright, one of my assistant team leaders, had both his hands blown off behind me. I'll be honest, I was panicked a little bit, and the first thing he does is start cracking jokes about we should have slept in this morning. You know, and I'm like, how the hell is this guy laughing?
He just lost his
He's lost both his fucking hands, and
He's a good
he's
dude.
cracking jokes.
Yes.
The end state mark is that we were the tip of the spear. We met the enemy face head on, and we destroyed them. So I mean, if somebody gets upset because we crack a few jokes, I think any commander would have been proud of that unit.
I think we have this this misguided perception that somehow the greatest generation, you know, our fathers and grandfathers who took combat to
They were gentlemen
Europe,
warriors.
that they were somehow, that there was this civility about war, and that World War II was this, you know, the good versus the evil, this very clear-cut, and it was messy, and it was ugly, and it was just as nasty and ruthless and vicious as what we have in the Middle East. You just didn't have a camera there every step of the way to bring that home until Vietnam came along, and then it was a little bit more. But this is the most publicized war that we've ever had. I mean, every single thing.
In history,
Well, even
right?
this war, though, we still have the luxury to ignore it.
Oh,
You
and
know,
yet,
no one,
it's the most publicized war ever in
And we still have the luxury to ignore it, 'cause
but
no one's feeling
Americans
anything.
don't even care about it.
Yeah, you know. Here's what's different with Evans. He could have stayed for that first firefight, been through it,
DD down.
pack his stuff, and then have his story in hand and go home. And he wouldn't have got the full story. That's the difference. He stayed 16 more times, 16 more fairly large firefights. And each firefight he survived with us. I think he got a little bit more street credit, got a little bit closer with the unit, and actually learned a little bit more about the men. His first firefight, you guys took 26 rounds in the side of your door, and you still saved.
And not one of them could hit you.
And the funniest thing is,
Damn
every
it.
single firefight we'd get into, Evan would say afterwards, he goes, I don't know, I might leave after this one. I might leave. I don't know whether I'm really courageous or I'm just really stupid.
You could tell the danger level because he would start to creep back in the seat and do one of these numbers, and that's hard to do for someone your size. I mean, all you'd see is just like the very edge of his nose or something.
The joke was
great.
after that
Loved
first ambush is I looked back to make sure Evan was okay, and all I saw was a Kevlar with boots sticking out the bottom.
Trembling.
And you know, that's another part of this that's really fantastic. Our humor's our ace in the hole. We can get through anything, and we did. We've all got through everything. I mean, countless ambushes and firefights, and somehow we keep driving on because we are able to laugh and play and poke and even though we mess with each other really bad, I mean, these guys mess with me like you cannot believe.
You're an easy target.
I wonder why.
I mean, come on.
But at the end of the day, if anybody else out there tried to mess with me, you'd have to walk through all these guys. They wouldn't let it happen. So it's very close, and that family is portrayed in this film. I think the family is very well portrayed in the film.
Daddy's back. Shit, man, it's really pretty country out here.
Except for the mortars. One of the things that I want to talk about is I think it may have been a little overboard with the officer bashing. Officers are an easy target just by virtue of the positions they hold. Ultimately, they are responsible for everything that does or does not happen. So, you know, they're in charge, and, you know, everyone that's not in charge always has their way that they want to do things. But the bottom line is our officer corps, and I hope the general public can, you know, separate the television from reality. But in my opinion, I think our officer corps, military officers today are some of the best and brightest the country has to offer. And they're doing a superb job.
If I could throw in too, brother, at that time, it was the first time that we had operated as a battalion and as companies, and we were using maximum flexibility, and actually we did very well. But at that time, with the context of our experience, it seemed very, very messed up and so much friction and breakdowns of communication. But compared to all of us when we went back, again, it was actually quite successful.
Yeah, that's the nature of the beast, though. With combat, it's chaos. And a lot of us were, I think, we had enough knowledge about combat in Afghanistan to to kind
just
of be,
enough to get us in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I forgot where the hell we were, but that rockets that were launched at us when we linked up.
Just south of there.
Tore that friggin' when we felt safe enough to sleep on the ground, you know, above the ground.
That's the rocket attack where I was sleeping next to you, and I woke you up, and you said it was nothing.
Well, I looked up, and I could see it firing, and I was like, oh, it's just danger close. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's over there. It's not here.
Yeah.
And then
It's
we
all
realized
about-
it was a BM-21 or something that
Yeah, it was
fired.
an MLRS that impacted about 500 meters away from where we were bivouacking that night.
You know, it was 500 meters away. It wasn't on us.
It's all
So
relative
we're safe.
safety. This is safe right here.
So then
I don't know
he
about over there.
crawls. He woke me up by crawling underneath the Humvee.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell are you doing? And then he slept with his Kevlar over him and his flak jacket as a blanket. Like that's gonna save you.
The rest of us were naked and running around. And
Frolicking.
What the fuck did you do to him?
Just ask him what it would be if he wasn't a Marine.
He wants to be a ballerina?
Yeah, why don't we ask Brad what are the responsibilities of journalism in
wow.
war?
You know, I think it's really changed. I know what the responsibilities are supposed to be, and I know what they are on actual reality. They're supposed to be completely unbiased and present what they see as they see it to those that are not able to experience it firsthand. Unfortunately, what happens today is that whether it's print media or news media, is the particular objectives of the individual who's gathering the information or perhaps the network that's distributing it puts a specific slant one way or the other. So there's no facts.
When you bring back this product to society, I think it's up to them to decipher it and for them to take it for what it's worth. If you want to ride with the tip of the spear, you're going to see civilians being killed. You're going to see very few things are truly sacred to us. The way they train us, you know, they train us to be fucking killers.
Cold-blooded killers, dog.
And then Grandma reads it, you know, and she's all upset. What happened to my Boy Scout Marine? You know, so you have to be careful. If you want to accept the truth, there it is. You know, and I think it's harsh. I mean, after the articles, you know, they thought I was a militant racist.
I don't hang out with Mexicans.
I'm Mexican.
Mexicans got $20,000 stereos, lots of guns. And every time I go into a liquor store with one, I'm afraid we're gonna rob the place. Mexicans are scary motherfuckers.
When people back home read about the war, and I always hear, oh, we support the troops, we support the troops. Bring them home, we support the troops. Nobody wants us to get hurt. We don't want to get hurt. But we all volunteered for it. We come here to do a job that we're very honored to do. That's what I like to say to America.
I think we're all happy to have our story told. But again, it's not just these 22, 23 guys. There's a whole nation at war, and this is, what the service members are going through.
Do you feel that having served in the Marine Corps and gone through combat, do you think that improved you at all? I mean, do you think you have advantages as a person?
I think it just changes. It shows you your own personal limits. So people traditionally, their limits are here and here, but going into war and having your limits pushed out, it really makes you a lot more effective.
I think it really grounds you in what has priority in your life, and it's family and it's friends, and it's making the most of your free time, because you just came from a place where your free time can be cut short like that.
Yeah.
Literally forever. And I think it just really solidifies everything that's really important in your life, and for me anyways, that's my biggest takeaway.
When the articles came out in Rolling Stone, I remember I met with a bunch of you guys at Mike Wynn's house.
Yeah.
And I was like wondering what the reactions were. And what was interesting to me is everybody's families had read Rolling Stone. Like your grandmother said she didn't realize you had such a potty mouth.
Yeah, well.
Shit! Fucking tranny flew from the Amtrak. Jesus, Brad.
Your sister said, actually I remember what your sister said, it was hilarious, but I won't repeat it here.
No, please, go ahead.
She said the secret of Brad is that he's actually a girl.
Because we've had this conversation.
But anyway, to get back on the point,
Yeah.
like, what do you think the people who know you or think they know you in the civilian world will take away from this depiction of you on film?
I think most of what this series would show, they know. Maybe not the examples that are being portrayed, but I think that they kind of expected this kind of persona to be brought forth.
And I also totally disagree with your answer, based on the fact that when I met your mom, she said, I think it was your mother who said, I had no idea what Brad really was doing in Iraq.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Marine
different.
Corps.
I mean, you talk about, she has no concept of what I do on a day-to-day basis as a Marine, other than I wear funny clothing and apparently I carry a gun everywhere. My mom is about as detached from the military as you could possibly be, as I think most moms are, But as far as who I am and how I come across, transparent to what I was doing in Iraq, yeah, I think she knows who I am. She liked it because it was like a window into what I do every day. It was like, bring your mom to work day. Well, here's the Humvee today, and we're gonna go over there and we're gonna kill those people. See them standing over there? Yeah, they're gonna die. Come on, it'll be fun. So that's what she gets to do for 7 hours. Yeah.
Do you think that that guys that are your age, who have lived in a civilian life and they've never done anything like invade a country or carry a gun, do you think it ever intimidates them?
Of course.
That you've led this different life?
Of course. Well, it's because there's a funny dichotomy. We're actually like in this hero cast, kind of. I mean, in this cast system,
Just
we're
you,
like heroes.
Rudy.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're talking the fucking Iceman over here, dog. This guy's 8 feet tall in the movie. Shut up.
It's about 6'4".
We're these heroes in this like Campbell-esque kind of hero thing, right? But people also, at the same time, are afraid of us and hate us too, or don't trust us.
The U.S. has become detached from the military with the downsizing of bases all across the U.S. A lot of people aren't interacting with military.
But I'm talking about also like when you go home to like Pennsylvania and like the guys you went to high school with, who they've never done anything like this, that didn't serve. You've been out there weaving their blanket of freedom.
Always weaving that blanket of freedom.
I mean, do you ever sit down with them and do you ever just like, they ask what you've been up to and you can't really tell them because if you told them, they would feel, intimidated or,
Well, it's the same thing with my friends, even my brothers. I mean, I'm a triplet, and my brothers have seen the change every time I come home. I'm home maybe once a year, maybe once every 2 years. And they don't truly understand what I do for a living. I think watching this series, they screened episode 1 and 2. They kind of see a little bit of what I do and probably what's changed me. But even then, it's still hard for them to comprehend what I do.
The difference is what we have to be able to do, and I think some people have a hard time, is having that detachment, but still being able to interact with mainstream society. So
We're
that we don't
working on
become
it, brother.
I do that
so
very well.
institutionally.
Dog,
See, for
working
me,
on it.
There was
I think
really
it's-
no
it's a
change
goatee,
whatsoever.
really.
I jumped right back into the civilian world, and people would not have, even throughout my life, people find out what I've done or that I was a recon Marine, and they kind of stand back like, I never would have ever fucking guessed,
Yeah.
I really didn't skip a beat. I got out and was just right back to normal.
It's funny because in writing the scripts, there's this sort of hack screenwriter thing. Like every character must change. Like it's not going to be a story unless the character changes over the life of the story. It made me really forced to reflect on this, and I was like, you know what? Person was always the same. He is the most consistent person I know.
Please allow
in
myself
that
to
ambush at Moafakia, you stepped out of the Humvee and you're like, hey, back the fuck up, and there's guns going.
Lily! What the fuck? Would you please back the fuck up?
And Colbert is very brave and he gets very calm in firefights, but I know that he's changed inside, that his focus has changed, everything is changing. Person is always exactly the same, and it kind of blows my mind. Don't go changing.
Yeah.
All hitmen victors. This is 2-1. Is it at all possible for any of you to back up?
How would you sum up the story to someone who had never seen it?
I think it was a great series. I think it shows a lot, not just our story, but I think the American public will be able to get a good idea of what what the men and women are doing in Iraq.
It's all there, You don't have to make anything up.
You just got to
Really have-
survive to write it. That's all he had to do is
And,
just live.
I know Evan tried to distance himself from us right afterwards because he was, he was writing it. So I guess he wanted to try to be as objective as possible.
Objective, sure.
Because when you're writing about people in their worst and their best of times, you don't want to be their friend. What did you tell me? What, to charm and betray?
All writers have to charm and betray.
So first time I saw it, I've been overseas and I've seen little clips on the, little 20 seconds, 30 seconds on the internet. And last night when I was watching it, to me it was so close from what I remember. I got to really hold on to my reality, because that's what's true to me. That's what's real to me. And I don't want this production to obscure my reality, because that's how real it felt to me. I was like, man, that's pretty cool.
You were saying that. You're like, man, I'm so close to this. I don't know what's real and what's actually part of the series.
There's some scenes that I do remember, like the way Colbert talks, or the things like the vote Republican.
We love you, America! We love you! Thank you! Vote Republican!
First of all, Colbert did really say that. It was
Colbert's really a Republican.
He really said that, but the funniest part of it is he wasn't.
Well, libertarian.
But he wasn't saying that line as
Close enough.
that line was not said as sarcasm. Colbert really meant vote Republican. There was no humor behind it. It was just a serious little plug for the Republican Party in that moment, and I put it in there.
You gotta canvass your constituency.
Yeah.
You really do. It's a grassroots movement, but I think we're making progress.
Mike, what are you doing now?
Well, I'm still in the reconnaissance community with a unit down in San Diego. Been there for about 3 years now, and I'm getting ready to either retire or move back to a recon unit.
Move back.
What do you do, Josh?
I'm actually trying to do a startup company now with.
Go ahead and plug it.
It's called Blue Note. It's it deals with. It's a document solutions company. What's really kind of actually neat is everything that I've learned in the Marine Corps as far as leadership-wise, and you take that and I got out and got into the corporate world, and it's amazing how successful I was, how young I was, and to be able to they give you the responsibilities because you can take it, and it's amazing how fast you can actually rise up.
And what are you doing these days?
Well, I'm also still active duty. I'm back at 1st Reconnaissance Battalion, and thank you. We're actually getting ready to go back to Iraq, and this will be my 3rd time.
Stay frosty.
I shall. Yeah. Yeah.
And what about you, Tony? What are you doing these days?
I moved into the private sector. I was kind of lost when I got out. I planned extremely well to get out of the Marine Corps. I planned a year in advance. I was going to pick up a cop job. I was going to work for another company. And I got out, and there was a lag time between when I got picked up from one of the independent companies. And I actually had to get a job. I had to pay the bill, so I was an elevator constructor apprentice. And by all rights, it's a great job. Those guys make 6-figure salaries, you know, and they're all happy. You go to the union meeting, there's like Porsches out in the parking lot. These guys are fat and happy dudes, and then it's a great career. And I'm mechanically minded, but for those 4 months I did that, I was like dead. And I remember getting that call, like, it was Wednesday, and like, can you leave on Friday? I'm like, peace out, dude. I dragged up and left right there. I was so happy to go.
So can you leave to do
Yeah, when
what?
I took a contract and I went back to Basra. I spent about 4 months down in Basra early last year.
And Eric, what are you doing now?
I'm not sure if I might get into the private sector and do the contracting, or maybe continue this route with working in Hollywood. But who knows? Maybe go climb Mount Everest.
You can
Or
always,
touch the sun. I don't know.
you can always camp out of my house.
Okay.
Well, what about you, Rudy?
Still doing the fitness business stuff. I'm, martial arts and fitness has been my life since, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old. And now I've got a business where infomercial, DVDs, downloadables, all kinds of modules for like kind of a road warrior mindset, people that are traveling a lot and don't have a lot of equipment or time and space to get to the traditional gyms. And I also plan on doing more acting and doing more television, doing more films. And then big time, down the way, I'd like to have my own production company and make films and make stories, because I think that's the real next evolution, is
Porn?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought you were doing the whole.
You would be
Gay
a gay porn,
Yeah.
the king.
See how they are?
You would ship.
You could start out at the top, and then once that career started to drop, you could switch to a bottom, and you'd see a new spike. You could ride that train for a long time, or they could ride your train for a long time, whichever.
Well, maybe I won't do the acting. Maybe I won't.
This is the production.
Hey, I brought this pizza.
Heinous.